Joining us on the phone line is one of 4 individuals now that he is re-signed to stay with Tampa for a 12th consecutive season after being drafted in 2012 by the team out of Nebraska. The 4th member of an exclusive club, individuals who have played a dozen consecutive years for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Paul Gruber, Hall of Famer Derek Brooks, and soon-to-be Hall of Famer Rondé Barber. Joining us on this program is someone who's joining that select group, Lavonte David of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How you doing, Lavonte?
That's great. I'm doing great. How about you, Rich?
How's that introduction for you? How about that one?
That was amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. I was going to comment on it. That was pretty good.
How about that?
Appreciate that.
12 years in a row, Lavonte, in Tampa. That is quite an achievement, obviously, in this league. And certainly at a position where you throw your body around the way that you do. I wonder what you think of when you hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I greatly appreciate the organization for sticking with me. Glory to God as always. And, I must be doing something right on the field, keeping me around, just trying to stay productive as much as I can. And then to be mentioned with the names like those guys you said, it's definitely an honor, because I know a couple of those guys personally. I know how much it meant to those guys. So for me to be mentioned in the same breath as those guys is definitely a blessing.
Well, it's not just the team, giving you the opportunity. It's you taking the opportunity that the Bucs gave you as opposed to what other teams might have been offering you in free agency. Is it true the Bills were knocking on your door as well?
Yeah, I heard a little chatter. It was basically like when things started to get a little tight with me and the Bucs. When I was about to, when everything about to get, the deal was about to be closed, I started hearing a little chatter from the Bills late. But, I was already, locked in Tampa. That's where I wanted to be, obviously for obvious reasons. But obviously, and then just to, continue my football career there and continue to have fun on the field there, I wouldn't want any other place.
So does that mean you told Von Miller the word no, Lavonte? Is that true? Is that what I'm telling you?
No, I haven't. I didn't have no conversation with Von.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Maybe if he would have reached out, probably it would have been a different conversation.
Okay. I understand. Well, then what are the obvious reasons to re-sign in Tampa then? Lay it out for me.
Just the camaraderie I built with the guys on the team, and obviously, being there my whole career. And then the bond that I have with Coach Bowles and Coach Larry Foote and the coaching staff. And then just, staying true to what I want to do. I feel like I built the legacy there. The city of Tampa loves me, and I've been doing great community work there. So I just want to keep that up. So, that's probably was the main reason why I came back. And obviously get another opportunity to play football, get another snap at run, winning the division. We won the division back-to-back. Obviously, this year's a different year. So it definitely should be a fun go-around.
Well, I mean, and those are all completely understandable reasons why you want to re-sign. And the legacy one is something that's, you can't touch because that's something you've built, something you've earned, and it's something that you had the opportunity to continue. I totally get it. But from just I guess, outside fans' point of view looking at it, it does appear that the Buccaneers are in a retooling mode. What would you say to that, Lavonte?
Yeah, I mean, me going into my 12th year, that definitely was another, factor that, kind of helped me weigh into my decision because, when I had a long talk with the GM, he told me, a lot of people saying rebuild, but, if it was a rebuild, a lot of the guys would have been gone, so, and it made sense. We lost our quarterback due to retirement and then lost a couple of guys due to, the cap and things like that. But the majority of the core guys are still there. So it definitely, made sense to me. And I feel like we still got the pieces to be able to make noise in our division and get a chance to get in the playoffs.
So that theory, supposition on the part of fans that Brady's gone and, and Fournette's gone and, there is a cap ramifications to Brady retiring. You brought this up with Jason Light, the idea that there's a retool going on. You actually mentioned that to the GM that signed you?
I mean, I want to know,
Sure.
Is this a rebuild type year or are y'all just starting all over? And then, it made sense. And he was like, nah, it's not a rebuild year. We just retooling, making some tweaks here and there. But, the majority of the roster is still intact. We just had to, unfortunately make some cap casualties, and then obviously we lost our quarterback due to retirement, and that's the main thing. What made people think it's the rebuild year because we lost our all real quarterback, but I feel like we got a guy in Baker Mayfield, and then Kyle Trask. Those guys will compete and fight, and see where we go from there. But defensively, we have a lot of the key guys back, and offensively, we got a lot of our key weapons back, like Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So we definitely got the tools to compete in the division, and it's also in the NFL.
Lavonte David here on the Rich Eisen Show. 3-time All-Pro linebacker, has re-signed for a 12th consecutive year in Tampa. One of only 4 guys to ever have that distinction right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So a Nebraska guy can play with an Oklahoma guy? Is that true? That can actually happen, Lavonte?
Yeah, I thought it couldn't happen, but it ended up happening with me and my guy, Gerald McCoy.
Oh, that's right.
When I met Gerald McCoy my rookie year, he was an Oklahoma guy. So I said, those guys not that bad. And me and Gerald still have a long-lasting friendship, outside of football. So he's been like a mentor to me, a big brother. So it could work out. Got it.
It's got you all set for Baker Mayfield's arrival. Now, you mentioned Baker just moments ago. He's a quarterback who can, on occasion, wake up dangerous. What have you connected with him at all yet, Baker?
No, I haven't. Okay. I haven't had a conversation with him yet. But we follow each other on Instagram, on social media, and I'm sure sooner or later we'll get a chance to sit down and talk. Face to face. I'm sure he's gonna ask me for advice on, the city and how to be, a leader in the organization, which I've been blessed to be for the past 8-9 years. So definitely, give him some advice on that part. But in the day, man, the locker room, accepts whoever. I feel like that's the main thing. With the culture we built, and guys just buying into what we're trying to do and upholding that standard. I think that's what I think he'll fit in pretty well.
Well, I spoke to Baker just a couple days ago, Lavonte. So let me fill you in. He's got a golden doodle Irish setter named Mr. Fergus. So hopefully you're a dog rescue guy, because he and his wife are dog rescue people.
Golden doodles.
Oh, you have a golden doodle yourself?
I don't have one, but I love them though.
Okay, it's a golden doodle Irish setter, a beautiful looking dog. We're showing it on the screen right here. So when you watch this back later. He's also genuinely jacked to have this opportunity. As you know, his career and how things have gone, as I pointed out to him, thank goodness he laughed, that he, just like his dog, knows how it's like to be rescued from the dog pound. We all know his journey to land in Tampa, and how Tampa is a spot, and I understand Kyle Trask is there for a competition, a starting role. There's not a lot of starting roles out there, and there's not a lot of Mike Evans, not a lot of Godwins, not a lot of Russell Gages. I mean, this is ready-made, and I'm wondering if you feel the same way with Baker showing up there.
Yeah, I do feel the same way. Baker is, obviously talented. When he had his moments, where the talent showed. And I feel like, what direction we're going and what we're trying to build on, I think the locker room, get him comfortable, and you won't have to put a lot of things on his shoulders. There won't be a lot of pressure on him. It's a team game, so all we expect him to do is just come in and do his job and let everything else take care of itself.
Okay. And so what do you say to Bucs fans? You are the OG.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah. I mean,
what do you say to them right now?
Just get ready for another exciting, fantastic year. Last year didn't go the way we wanted to go. A lot of ups and downs last year, a lot of things that, we weren't happy with. We didn't play to our standard, but it's a new year. And you guys get ready. Almost every game last year was probably sold out, and it was fun. And I'm hoping the same happens this year, because it's definitely going to be a fun year, and we're ready to get after it.
So give me as I let you go on with your Good Friday, Lavonte David, your favorite Tom Brady story.
My favorite Tom Brady story.
From maybe his first year, his first arrival, anything. Yeah. What do you got for me?
My favorite Tom Brady story, I believe he was 7-5 going to the bye week in 2020.
Yes, sir.
Before we made the run.
I recall.
And I remember we had like a 2-game losing streak or a 3-game losing streak, one of them. And then I remember during the bye week, me and Tom ran into each other, and he came to me and he was like, "Trust me, we're going to turn this thing around. We're not going to lose another game." And that kind of stood out to me, and we didn't lose another game. We went on winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was right.
And, I already had a ton of respect for him right there, but the look I seen in his eyes was like no other, and I knew it was going to happen, and he took us there.
Where was it? The supermarket? Were you just like in the produce aisle, or
No.
you just ran into your carts connected, ran into each other, or like where was it?
We was in the facility.
Okay.
We was in the facility. We ran each other in the hallway. I was walking out, going to the players' lounge, and he was coming from somewhere, and I saw him, and we went to talking, and he said that. I'm like, okay, I'm riding with you, and then it happened.
Correct. And I remember because you guys lost to Kansas City, the team who you eventually saw back in that building and beat in that building for the Super Bowl. You lost. I mean, Tyreek Hill had something like 200 yards receiving in the first quarter alone.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you guys went to 7-5, and there was a general sense of, well, that's the way the first year for Brady in Tampa is going to go. And so just one last strand to pull here. What made him say that, do you think? What made him say that to you?
I mean, obviously, the doubters was out there. People was talking and saying, I think it was chatter saying, well, if we make it to the playoffs, we'll lose in the first round, or we better get it together and things like that. But I'm sure, it was in the back of his mind, and then obviously it was in the back of mine. But I knew eventually, we was going to turn around. All we needed was a little spark, and we got it from somewhere. Maybe it was that conversation. It was from him, and everything just turned around. Everybody came back ready to go, and everything just clicked. Everything was just going our way.
Lavonte, David, thanks for the time. Congrats on the one-year deal, the 12th year in a row for you in Tampa. Let's keep it up. Let's keep up the communication. I always appreciate it when you take the time to call into the show. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you, Rich. Thank you for having me.
You got it. That's Lavonte David. 12 years now, and hopefully for him counting in Tampa right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.